and welcome back. The holiday season is approaching quickly, and that means we'll be enjoying some relaxing time off, catching up with family, showing our gratitude for each other, but maybe most importantly, and the biggest part of the American holiday season tradition, is shopping and taking advantage of all of the various sales going on with every retailer you can imagine. Now, it would be very easy for me to just pull up Sweetwater's homepage, go to the Black Friday deals, and share some of my favorites that I've seen, but I thought it would be more fun and genuine for me to share 10 products that have made an impact on me this year and that I'm really grateful to have going forward into the rest of my career as a working musician. Now, these products will range in a wide variety of prices, so hopefully there's something for you out there, no matter what your budget is. And also, some of these will be very directly related to the music drum product sphere, but some of them will kind of fit into other categories that I've been able to bring into my work as a musician and content creator that make my whole workflow a lot easier. I'm going to do these in price order of the cheapest to most expensive, so it won't be able to stick exactly in like the category of what the product is, but bear with me, it won't take too long to get through. So the first one is something that I've been using for a few years, and it's something you can buy off Amazon. This is called a Camvate camera mount. It's a C-clamp here that can attach onto like a mic stand, a boom stand, or any other sort of small diameter tubing at like a gig. And you can attach your camera to it, or you can get a different threaded adapter and attach a microphone to it. So it works really simply. This one is the same 1/4-20 threading to fit most every camera, but it saves me from needing a tripod in a lot of situations, especially at gigs where there's not a lot of floor space and I'm trying to be discreet with my filming. I also use these for microphones, especially when I'm playing live, because most of the gigs I'm playing don't require a ton of sound reinforcement. So I have a kick drum mic that's mounted inside the drum, and then I take one of these little brackets and put it on my ride cymbal stand and attach a microphone below the ride pointing at the snare, kind of in the knee or crotch position that people will use. And it's very discreet and saves me from needing to bring another microphone stand to the gig. This comes in at $13.99, and you can also buy some different variations for it for like still less than $20. And I throw one in my camera bag. I leave one with all of my PA gear just because they come in handy all the time. Next up is going to be a product that I recently shared in a video, and that is Klaw. This is a bass drum anchor that you just set under your bass drum's front hoop, and these spikes here keep it from sliding forward on the carpet. If you've ever had a vintage drum with spurs that are far from ideal and you deal with your bass drum creeping forward on a gig, you know how it can just take you out of the flow state of playing and forces you to spend all of your brain power just worrying about managing your equipment. This comes in at $29.99, and it does exactly what it's intended to, with very little setup or calibration to make it work. The third product on this list is again in the drum category, and this is a Tackle Instrument Supply canvas gig pouch. I think that's what they call it. Anyways, it has these small little like hooks that you can set over some tension rods like on your floor tom, and this bag can just rest against your floor tom. When I'm at a gig, a lot of times I like to have my phone and wallet nearby, but I don't want to have them in my pockets where it could make me a little uncomfortable playing, and I don't always have like a table or place to set them where I can still reach it. Because if I'm in my seat, it's kind of a pain to reach over to the floor, and this allows me to keep everything handy and close by, but not get in the way of my comfort being able to play. Fourth up is going to be one that I also released a video on recently, and that is the Evans pull cord drum key. Being able to put on heads as fast as I can with this and get them finger tight, consistent, and get everything just started from a nice level, even playing field, it's been worth its weight in gold, which it doesn't weigh that much, but I do think it is worth quite a lot. They reinvented the drum key. That's pretty awesome. Next up is another product from Evans, and that is their new Attacktile practice pad. I don't actually have it with me because I leave it at the school where I teach, but what I will say is it's your normal gum rubber practice pad like the Real Feels that I grew up with, which was later acquired by Evans. But this practice pad has their UV coating on top, which makes it feel much more realistic, and it also gives it more attack sonically, which is great for marching percussion, but would also be great for brushes to get a much more natural texture. And it comes in at $41.99 at most retailers. Continuing on with the Evans portion of this recommendations is their snare tune-up kits. I bought one of these snare tune-up kits earlier in the year before I did any affiliated work with Evans, just using my player points, and it runs about $85 up to a little over $90 depending on which variation you get. But in these kits, you get a batter and resonant drum head, you get pure sound snare wires, a pair of drumsticks, their EQ pods, and then also a number of tools for changing out your drum head. So that's a drum key, tension rod lubricant, polish for cleaning up the metal components of your drum, and even a cleaning cloth. If you're someone who's had the same drum for 4 or 5 years and it still has the stock heads, this could be a fun way to spend an afternoon. There's instructions on the packaging to help walk you through the process for getting everything changed and swapped out, and I think it's a cool package that it all comes in. All right, next up on the list is a cymbal bag from Meinl. This is their woven cymbal bag, and I tend to go through cymbal bags every few years. I'm very hard on my cymbal bags, throwing them in and out in the car, onto my cart, setting them down on the concrete at outdoor patio gigs. So eventually they just wear out, and I was in the need of a new cymbal bag and saw this at Badger's Drum Shop when I was there earlier in the year, and just really liked it aesthetically, and it met most of the criteria I look for in a cymbal bag. So one, it has this hi-hat pouch on the front, which has some dividers in here, so I can leave a set of hi-hat cymbals, but then also some muffling tools like Big Fat Snare Drum and these Roots EQ rings, and they're nice and divided and not going to get all damaged or bent up. Then in the main pocket, you can fit, your large 22-inch cymbals, and it has 4 pockets here for different cymbals. And then on the back side here, you have a large pocket, which is perfect for me throwing my stick bag in here so that everything's in one nice package when I go to grab it for a gig. But also, you have some backpack straps if that's your vibe. I don't really like the backpack straps, but I haven't cut them off or gotten rid of them because who knows, maybe I'll change my mind. This comes in at $100, which is a pretty good price for what it is. I know that seems like a lot to spend on a cymbal bag. It's not going to make you sound any better, but when you check out the prices of other cymbal bags, this is pretty competitive. Okay, moving on. This is another product I reviewed on the channel this year, and that is the U45 wireless in-ear monitor system from XVive. I've been using XVive products since around 2020, and I was buying them mostly on my own. Over the last few years, I've gotten to connect with the company and collaborate, and when they reached out about this upgraded version of their U4 system, I was so excited. So, if you have a setup like this, a lot of them operate on 2.4 gigahertz bandwidths, which is what a lot of Wi-Fi signals operate on, which means you're going to encounter interference if you're in public in an environment where there's a lot of cell phones or other products, which is everywhere you go. This operates on 5.0, which is much less congested in terms of frequency spectrum, so that's going to make it more reliable on gigs. And they've also fixed a few of the things that I didn't like with their first system. Like the power button here is recessed, so it won't accidentally turn on in your gig bag or something like that. And it also charges with USB-C as opposed to whatever micro USB version they were using before. All in all, this runs $240. If you want to get their U4 setup that runs on 2.4, it's $200, a little cheaper. But I would recommend investing in this version. All right, now we're going to move on to the last two, which are a little bit more of an investment, but definitely worthy products that I've invested in this year. So, you're watching this channel, so you're well aware that I am in the content creation game, and a big part of that is cameras. Now, I'm sure people think that I just shoot most of my stuff with my iPhone, but I have two nice Sony cameras, one I'm shooting on now, and a duplicate that I use for multi-angle stuff. But these are a little bulky when I'm traveling or going to an event where I just want to have something in my pocket. And a lot of times I don't like using my phone because I want to be able to use it for communication and texting and anything like that. And I like having dedicated cameras. And there is a camera that I've been checking out for years and finally invested in, and that is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This is a very cool camera in a very small form factor. I've been trying to do more vlogging work, and this is perfect for that. You can see here, this fits like in my hand. It's got a small LCD screen here to monitor what I'm recording. And then it's got a camera up here with a built-in gimbal so I can get nice, smooth, steady shots and even do more advanced things like facial tracking and recognition while I'm shooting, so I can be very hands-off, get high-quality video recordings, and most importantly, be discreet, because I don't want to be the guy at a drum show walking around with a giant camera setup trying to film and being a distraction. I did check Sweetwater's website just over the weekend, and they have it on sale right now for even less than $600 just for the camera. And I think if you want to buy their creator combo, which includes a few accessories, that's running at like $680, a little under $700. That is a great price. Yes, they used to be cheaper. Get over it. That's everything we're dealing with today. The final recommendation I have for the year of 2025 comes along with a bit of a story, but I've decided to enter the world of being a free agent with Cymbals again. I was an artist with the company for over 10 years. I want to say 12 years. I have a great relationship with them. They make great cymbals. I'm still happy with the ones I have, but in my game, being a content creator, it's nice to be able to try other things and not feel like I have to provide a disclaimer every time I'm playing a cymbal that isn't labeled with that one brand. So over the last year, I've been investing in some new cymbals that are sounds I've been searching for, usually from things I've tried in different gigging settings. And the set of cymbals that I bought that I'm very happy with are these here. So these are the K Suites from Zildjian. Their box set that they sell comes in at $1,630, which is a ton of money. But again, with the current economic climate, it just is what it is, and that is the price of cymbals now. Anyways, in that box set, you get a 21-inch K-Suite ride, a 17-inch K-Suite crash, a pair of 15-inch K-Suite hats, and one more I don't have in my possession is the 19-inch K-Suite crash. These are some of my favorite, neutral, versatile cymbals that can work in a lot of settings. I keep these in my cymbal bag that I use for all of my louder gigs, at least as a starting place. So that could be big band jazz, funk R&B, country, house of worship, or straight up cover band music. And these cymbals sound great in any genre. The thing that drew me to them was one of the churches I play at had a whole set of these, and I thought they sounded really great. And maybe even more importantly, they felt really good to play, which is something that I think maybe goes a little bit underrated in terms of picking out cymbals. So that's my gear recommendations for 2025. I will have links to all these products. Some of them will be affiliate links if you're shopping with Amazon or Sweetwater. If you click on those links and buy anything, I get a small kickback, and that just all goes into that fund that helps offset the cost for the various videos I'm doing and just supports my work. And it doesn't add any cost to you. So I'd greatly appreciate it if you check those out. If you have your own recommendations of products that have made a big impact on you in 2025, I'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment down below. And until next time, thanks.